Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. We're here to talk about Big Brother Week 1, a recap, a review. This was an excellent first week of Big Brother. We haven't had a week like this in a long time. My friend Charles Warren has decided to come on over and jump in and talk about Big Brother with me this week. So I'm so happy to see him. Charles, you want to introduce yourself real quick? Or
Yes,
you want me
I'm
to do it?
Charles. Oh, you can do it. You did a good job last time, so go ahead.
I had it the last time. So this is my good friend Charles Warren. He could be found at the Charles Warren on Instagram. Damn it. Charles Warren online on YouTube and CharlesWarrenPresents.com for his wonderful natural products that help with muscle aches, and I use it for my knees. So, and he has some really good products coming down the line. I can't wait for them all to come out. But that's Charles Warren online. I see you in the comments, Nico girl. Hey girl, how you doing? We're getting ready to get into this first week of Big Brother. Let's let's describe this week in a few words. I'm gonna say it was chaotic. It was old school Big Brother, but played by old school Big Brother who doesn't really know how to play, and entertaining.
I would say in a few words, performative activism.
we
I
ain't
would
even
say,
gonna get to that yet.
I would say, A to Z. Like we got to where he wanted to go, but it was like they took us on a roller coaster in between getting to Z. So we
He
got where we were
trashed
supposed to
his
go.
game. He trashed his game to get to where he wanted to go anyway, but you
Right.
just completely trashed everyone along the way.
But from the very beginning, he always said he wanted a white jock male out. So that's what happened. But you did a whole bunch of extra stuff in
By
between.
default, by default, he would not have had that white male meathead out of the house if Yao did not win veto. If Yao would have been out there and say for any kind of way Kylan or Alyssa came off the block, Yao would have been the replacement. That's Derek Yao. I just call him Yao because it's two Dereks. But he only got to Travis because of veto. So it's not like he really got what he wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting week.
Very interesting. So we're just recapping. We're going to talk about the key things we saw from the week. We ain't going to get in too deep because it was really too much going on. And I just want to talk about what I like to call it the hot shit talk of the week. So, up first, I think we discussed this before, but I don't think I discussed it with Charles online, where Frenchie was HOH. He comes in the house and he's getting along with all the ladies, and he's like, don't worry, ladies, ain't no women going home this week. Don't even worry about it. Y'all sit down and be cute. Then, even though CBS did not show it, but us live feeders or who keep up with the live feeds, we saw where he said, and I don't want any people of color going home this week either. You know, I'm with the NAACP. I'm an ally. I don't like the way Big Brother is played, where the black people or the old people go out first. You all are safe with me too. And then lo and behold, who does he put on the block? Two people of color, and one of them happens to be a woman. That's what Charles gets. What did you say? Performative
Activism.
activism. I
Hmm.
call it fake woke, but I like performative activism better.
Hmm.
Frenchie was a mess. We saw him create down there an alliance with everyone in the house.
8 people.
He
Hmm.
has an alliance with damn near everyone in the house, multiple alliances, multiple final twos. It was like he went HOH crazy. Like he felt like he was HOH for the season, not just the week. It was
See,
crazy.
but the thing was, he was having to backpedal profusely because he had promised everybody safety
Safety,
when he
which was
first
mistake
came
number
in.
one.
His original three guys that he came in with
They were
promised
safe.
them, promised
hmm
the ladies, promised the brown people. It's like you just kept promising and promising and promising people without keeping tally of who you had left.
Well, he had Brent, Christian, Whitney, and Travis left. He had a lot of people left.
Well, Travis, he promised because he was in his original
Oh yeah,
four.
he was in the original.
So he actually promised Travis that he wasn't going to send him home and put him on the block.
I want to talk about something. We're talking about the week as a whole.
Hmm.
Do you think Frenchie did so much so badly that he has maneuvered a way to get to jury because people will feel like ain't nobody voting for his ass no way, so why get rid of Frenchie?
Um, no, because I feel as if looking back on the seasons, statistically, the first HOH, I think, always gets to jury. I don't think there's ever been a season where the person that won the first HOH goes home early.
I ain't a historian, I don't know.
Yeah, so we need Drew on the line. So,
Right.
so statistically, you can be the first HOH and literally wreck the entire house like he did,
hmm
and literally still make it to the end because you made so many relationships within that very first week. Those relationships within that first week probably matter the most out of any alliances that are made throughout the game.
So what's your answer, Charles? Do you think he played so bad that he'll still make it to jury?
No.
Or you think they getting ready to get rid of his ass in a week or two?
So I don't agree that he I agree that he didn't play well, but
hmm
I don't think that's the reason why he's gonna make it to jury. I think he's gonna make it to jury because first of all, he's in that big 8-person alliance. And
Okay,
I
we gonna get into that. Keep
and I
going. I gotta pull out my notes.
and I think because I don't know, people are scared of him. The people that win the first HOH, for some reason, the house is always scared of that person. Like, oh, they can win comps, they got the numbers. So I don't see anybody putting him on the block, to be honest, unless it
I
was
do.
Tiffany. If Tiffany won, then maybe, but she
I
didn't win.
do. Now, do you want to know spoilers or you don't? Because you know on my channel I tell spoilers.
I already know
Because
the
we already
spoiler.
know you already know HOH and who's on the block.
I don't know who's on the block, but I know who. Okay, you can tell me that spoiler. I know who won the wild card, but I don't know who's on the block.
Okay. Well, let's get into alliances first. Because we saw Frenchie make a lot of alliances, and the one you mentioned was that 8-person alliance, the Slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think Slaughterhouse is a real alliance? Because everyone in Slaughterhouse were his targets. Like Kylan is in Slaughterhouse, Alyssa. Like, how can you have an alliance of 8 but then nominate them all? Christian. He
Okay,
really wanted
so
Christian out.
to be honest, what's going to make or break Slaughterhouse depends on who goes home this week. If somebody outside of Slaughterhouse goes home this week, Slaughterhouse is official. I think.
No.
If Slaughter,
Slaughterhouse is not official.
you don't think so?
Slaughterhouse was a pacifier to the HOH in week 1. Because we already know Kylan is HOH.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Beth won whatever it's
Wild
card,
card,
the
the
safety
wild card
competition.
comp.
And she chose not to have safety because
She don't
she didn't
need it.
want to accidentally make anybody safe. She said, I'm good, so I don't need no safety. And the word on the street is that Frenchie and Brent are on the block, and Brent is the target.
Are they actually on the block though?
That is what
Let me
my
look,
Twitter
cause
tea says.
let me
You know, I
look.
get my tea from Twitter.
I need to look.
I believe Frenchie and
I
Brent
know
are on the block.
I know that's what people want, but I need to make sure. Keep talking because I'm gonna look. I'm gonna make sure.
Okay, you looking and see in the comments if you know, back me up. Now we had a few more alliances. We saw Frenchie make an alliance with Claire, Hannah, Tiffany, and Azza and called them the French Kiss. Now let me say off top, I like the name Slaughterhouse for a Big Brother alliance. I think that's one of my favorite alliance names. I just hate that the alliance is fake.
I don't think it's fake. You keep saying that. I don't think it's fake. I think
Who's in
depends on who.
Slaughterhouse? Frenchie, Brent,
Mhm.
Whitney, Alyssa, Christian, Kylan, Xavier, Derek F. It's no way all 8 of those people are working together outside of last week.
Those are the numbers. So if nobody in that alliance goes home, they can literally steamroll over the rest of this season. Now, you don't think Frenchie has Derek F. You don't
He
think
has Derek
Frenchie
F.
he has
Sadly, he
Brent.
has
He
Derek
has
F.
Brent,
He has Brent and Whitney, but he does not
Whitney,
have Christian. Christian pacified him because Christian was his number one target.
Target,
He does
right.
not have Kylan. I don't know if he has Xavier. Xavier hasn't been vocal enough for me to really get a read on how he's really going to play this game. Hello, Steph. Thank you for joining the live. I see you in the chats. Um, let's talk about the cookout because that's all I care about. Everybody black. How official do you think the cookout is?
Okay, let me wait before we move on. So the update is the feeds are still down for nomination ceremony. So we do not know
Oh,
officially who's nominated because the feeds have not come back up from.
it has to be Brent and Frenchie.
We don't
Of the
know. The
three,
feeds have not
Brent,
been. The feed have not come back
Frenchie,
up.
Whitney, of those three, those need to be the 3 people that get on the block
That's what the
this
fans
week.
want, but that doesn't mean that's going to happen. He might nominate Derek. He might Derek
He would
X.
trash the thing. Like you would sink your game. If you can't get out Brent, Whitney, or Frenchie this week, next week Kylan could be gone.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that he's in the bottom of that alliance.
I just don't feel like Slaughterhouse is a real alliance. I feel like the cookout is going to be in his ear and really swing him to the right
The To be
nominations.
honest, the cookout ain't even a real alliance because Derek F is not loyal to his people.
He is
Derek
not, and it
De-
pisses me off.
Derek F is gonna be the first one to throw him to the sharks because he's not loyal. He's
Well,
not.
let's talk about Derek F real quick. Why does he feel like? Because I heard he's like, I'm gonna stick with Frenchie because I can't beat any of the black people. Like he feel like he can't beat Kylan, he can't beat Xavier, Tiffany, Azza. But you think you can beat Christian, Brent, Frenchie, Whitney? Like if I'm gonna have to play with somebody and I can't beat them, I'm gonna rock with my own.
That was such a even him saying that is such a crab in a bucket mentality. Like, oh, I can't beat y'all, so I'm gonna get rid of y'all.
Right. You can't beat them either. You can't beat them either. And then I didn't like because I saw with my own eyes, he talking about, oh, he got some white friends and his white friends are more into Black Lives Matter than him. And I'm like, why is this something you would even say
I
on television?
But that's the T. I went to his TikTok and he has a show with him and his white male best friend. And most of all his friends are white. Like he's the one black guy in his white friend group.
I mean, we saw that with Colin too, but it's just certain things you just don't say. Like, why even just say that? That's not
But
something
that's his
you have
truth.
to say.
That is his
It
truth.
could be your truth, but you can't come over here and one side of the house talking to Tiffany talking about it's bigger than us. This is a moment. We have to do this
what was
and
the word
stick
I gave
together.
it? Performative activism.
Performative
That
activism.
was the
That's
name.
what it
That's the
is.
title of this week. The whole week is performative activism.
It is. He let us down too, girl. Um, I'm very disappointed in Derek F. I don't want to see him play clown for the white people. It ain't no other way to say it. I don't want to see him do that because you. if you in a point where you can't win, at least help your brother or sister win. Like, why you want to help them win?
So
You
which
aren't gonna beat
let's
them.
talk about it. So which black person you think he gonna help get rid of first?
Oh, he's gonna help get rid of Xavier and Kylan first,
Yep, I said that. Xavier for sure. I think Xavier for him
and
is
Ozza.
because I think even more than Kylan, I think Xavier blends in with those the others than he does. So because he's fit and things like that, so he gets along
Hmm.
with Christian and all them, and I think that is intimidating to
He's
Derek
supposed to
F.
be in CrossFit. He can go work out too.
Girl, he had that one photo. He had that one photo op that he took that one time he went to CrossFit.
I feel the
Shame,
Moscato
shame,
kicking in.
shame. I need me some. I'm drinking water over here.
I'm really disappointed. I don't want to read you all season, Derek F. Like, don't be performing over here to Frenchie and them, and then want to go be woke over here with Ozza and Tiffany. I feel like of all the black people, they need to get rid of him first because he's gonna be the one to break it all apart. He's gonna be the one that they tell all their cookout info to, and then he's gonna go run it back to Frenchie
Mhm.
and Brent and all of
You
them.
you know who he
And
reminds me of? What was old boy's name on All Stars? Was it All Stars?
wait,
Uh, First boot out, the one that was supposed to be working with Davon and they.
David.
Yes. he.
No, I ain't gonna put no, 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 no. Now you know, I shaded and read David all season last year, but for a different reason. For a different reason, David is not performative to me. David just does not know how to play the game. David did not know how to play Big Brother. He was lost in everything, and we ain't even gonna go to All Stars. We ain't gonna go back there. Derek F understands what he's doing,
Hmm.
and he's
He's manipulative.
do your little
Very.
jig dance again. He's doing that for them. David was just lost. Derek knows what he's doing, and I don't like it. And he thinks he has a final two with Frenchie. I think Frenchie would drop Derek F so fast.
For Brent, especially. Hmm.
Did we talk about how Brent, out of nowhere, got off the block by telling Frenchie his dad committed suicide?
Playing the game.
Playing the game. I thought that was so. It was a good game move, but for a game move, I don't like playing with death and stuff.
That was desperate. To me, that was like extreme. For a first week,
Right,
that's like an
right.
extreme.
Like I can. That's something you talk about when you huddled up in a room and you just having non-game conversation. You be like, you all want to get to know like my dad committed suicide, but not to the HOH, not right after he won HOH, and not after knowing you could be the target. Yo, I just want you to know my dad committed suicide, like just so you would know. I didn't
Mm.
like that.
See, I would judge, but I'm not in the house, so I don't know how desperate I would. I don't know which bag I would have reached into and said something. Um, but yeah, that was kind of extreme for me. For I think for a first week. I don't know.
So what else do we want to discuss the first week? Let's go over the vote. I felt like Alyssa should have went home. I think sending Travis home was a disservice because Travis could help his team win more HOHs. He was a huge, like Tiffany, Claire, and Kylan, I felt should have fought to get Alyssa out to save Travis and their team.
Well, I feel like because his objective was to get a big buck out of the house, I feel like he did that. I feel like everybody is like really bashing his HOH because it was really chaotic, but he he got what he wanted, or in a
I don't think
roundabout
so.
way. In a
I don't think
roundabout
so.
way.
I don't think so. I don't think he got what he wanted. I think he got what he wanted by default. But Frenchie undercover one wanted black people out. He wanted Kylan gone. And he couldn't get to Kylan. So he settled for Travis. And if I was the house, the way Frenchie was going around talking to people, talking, oh, you threatening me? Is that a threat? You got to get with me or you going to be out. I would have voted Alyssa out just so his HOH could have been a complete waste. What happened to those seasons of Big Brother where it's like, okay, fuck the HOH. We don't care who you want out. We the vote. We vote for who we want out. It don't matter who you want. You just give us the choice, but you don't give us the decision.
Well, it's not that game no more because people know that the first HOH puts together a large alliance every season, and
Tiffany and the girls are talking about it. There's a big alliance and we're not a part of it. What's going on? And they figured out it's the guys with Whitney and Alyssa. But I just don't believe in Slaughterhouse. I don't believe it's a true alliance.
I'm waiting on these feeds to come back up. Hopefully, they'll come back up while we on camera, and then.
If Colin screws up his HOH, he deserves to go home next week.
But this is a very pivotal moment because if he nominates two people outside of Slaughterhouse, the numbers are going to be way too heavy on the other side. There's no coming back. If somebody outside of Slaughterhouse goes home, that 8 person on that side, the 6 on the other side cannot compete. Like once it gets down to somebody else going home, it'll be like low key no going back.
But you have to think, who would he nominate outside of Brittany? He's close to Tiffany. He's close to Sarah Beth. He's close to Azai. I don't know what his relationship with Hannah is, but who else can he nominate besides those people? Everyone else is in Slaughterhouse.
The feeds are still down.
He's
Why are the
close to
feeds still
Derek
down?
X. He's close to Derek X because Derek saved him. That would be trash to
But he's
put
not
somebody
close
on
to
the.
Derek. He's not actually close to Derek. He don't care about Derek. He will nominate Derek X with the quickness.
That would be trash.
It
How could
would
you
be
nominate somebody the
that just
very
saved you.
next week after they just saved you? Like, oh, Steph says she watching us and the feeds. Steph, let us know
When they come back up.
with the nominations who got nominated. I thought they said Frenchie and Brent was
No.
nominated.
Mm-mm. That's what the people want, but that's not.
If
It
he
hasn't
does
happened.
not, if he does not nominate Frenchie and Brent, the week is a waste. Because, like you said,
No, not a
the
waste. It
slaughterhouse
will
is
literally change the game. The rest of this game will be projected that Slaughterhouse will be in the jury.
let's look at Slaughterhouse. Let me see.
It's 8 of them.
We got Frenchie, Brent, Whitney. Frenchie, Brent, and Whitney are a threesome within the Slaughterhouse. Then you have Alyssa and Christian, who might as well just go ahead and kiss each other in the mouth and be a showmans. Uh, then you have Kylan and Xavier. I don't know how close Kylan and Xavier are, but Derek F is not with them. So if
No,
Kylan,
Derek F is actually attracted to Frenchie as well. So
you
Derek
is
F,
lying to me.
I'm not lying. Derek F has a crush on Frenchie. So
You are lying.
he's going to stay loyal to Frenchie. He likes Frenchie and he likes Christian. Those are his 2 crushes in the house. So he's going to stay loyal without a doubt to Frenchie because that's his boo thing.
Frenchie isn't loyal to him. Frenchie doesn't give a damn about Derek F.
But Christian has been getting very close to Frenchie behind the scenes. Like
This is so confusing to me. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why would they stay loyal to this slaughterhouse when you saw how he did y'all week one? So we
numbers.
just gonna be loyal
Numbers.
to Frenchie when we don't have to be, and then next week we just gonna let Frenchie or Brent send one of y'all asses home. Because if you get down to these final 8 of the slaughterhouse, black people, y'all going home. Y'all gonna be
But
eight,
what makes
seven,
it
and six.
worse? What makes it worse is the black people uh, saying that they're going to be throwing competitions. That is so stupid. Y'all are down in the numbers, and y'all keep saying Xavier has said it. A lot of them have said it that they're throwing competition. Derek F throwing comps. Everybody's throwing competitions, and it's
Well,
like,
Derek F
why?
probably just losing competitions, but I don't know.
Why in the world, when you're down in the numbers, are y'all throwing competitions? Everybody's like, oh, I don't want to come off as a threat. I don't want to seem as like a comp beast. Winning one competition, you're not gonna look like a comp beast, baby. You gonna save yourself to even get to jury. This early, you need to win. This early in the game, it is very, very pivotal.
It is. Well, I want to talk about my after week one rankings, but I feel like
Talk
I
about
need to just recalibrate my whole list.
them. To be honest, that these two nominees make or break. Like who's
It
on this
does.
block, it makes or breaks for the rest of the season.
We need Tiffany in Colin's ear. Like, Tiffany needs to be his best friend this week and make sure he does not screw this up, because if Slaughterhouse gains a strong foothold in this game, I'm probably gonna start watching it because it's gonna turn into some
It's the
bullshit.
same old, same old. We've been People have been complaining about a big alliance steamrolling the season. It happens every season. There's a big alliance, and then they just make it to the end every single time.
I'm telling you, Charles, I don't have that much faith in the Slaughterhouse. I have more faith in my girl Tiffany, and I feel like she's gonna bring Colin out of the Slaughterhouse until into the game.
So okay, let's talk about it. The numbers. Okay, so we started the season with how many? 16.
16. Hmm.
Too many. Now, let's say somebody outside of Slaughterhouse goes home. Derek X. If Derek X goes home this week, we're going to have 14 people left. 8 of them are in Slaughterhouse. How in the world can Tiffany, someone that's not in that 8, get a hold of, like, how can she pull him away from that when she.
Because I don't think Slaughterhouse is real. I don't. I really feel like people came together and was like, "Yeah, Slaughterhouse, yeah, whatever." Because Frenchie was HOH, but I don't think any of those. How can you want to be in alliance with somebody and two of the people in the alliance were on the block?
That don't matter. Like I think you and the fandom keeps noticing that, but that does not matter. Especially if you have to think about Kylan. Kylan was
But it's about
nominated.
trust.
Kylan was
How can I
nominated.
trust you? You put me on the block, but now all of a sudden I'm on. You put me on the
Girl,
block, but
it
oh,
ain't
now I
about
want to be.
trust. It ain't about trust.
Because who's to say Frenchie won't do the same thing the next time he went HOH? Because I guarantee I can see Frenchie in HOH next week if he don't go home this week, and he'll do the exact same thing.
Control is not about trust. It's about fear. If they fear
Why are we
you,
scared of the week one HOH?
I don't know. Ask the girls in the house.
He ain't HOH this week. Why are we scared of him?
Could ask the girls in the house. This always happens. It's not something new. This always happens. You control people with fear, and that's what's happening. Because you have to think about it, it's a no-brainer that Kylan was nominated by Frenchie, and he was
For no
saved,
reason.
by Derek X. It's obvious that you would pick Derek X
Derek
over
X.
Frenchie, but with fear involved, and the fear of not only pissing off Frenchie, pissing off a group of 8 people behind Frenchie. That, I'm telling you, girl, that makes the biggest difference in this decision. And we're gonna see. Because
We gonna see.
if Kylan makes the move to stick with the 8s, it's over for Tiffany, Claire, Brittany, Ozza. It's over for them.
I don't think he'll do it. I don't think
We'll
he would do
see.
it. But we'll see. Let's get into my week one. rankings. Of course, at number 16 is Travis because he gone. So you just last. A lot of this could be fantasy, and some of this is just my mindset of how I would maneuver the game. I feel like number 15 will be Whitney. I feel like Kylan should nominate Frenchie or Brent. And I feel like some kind of way Frenchie or Brent will win the veto, and Whitney needs to be put on the block as a replacement, and Whitney can go home. And
Question.
then,
Question.
hmm?
Your rankings are who you think has the best chance of winning, or people you like? Like, what's your ranking based on?
My ranking is based on who I think has the best chance of winning, sprinkled in with a little bit of who I like. But it's just after seeing week one. So let me just tell you the five people who I think will be pre-jury boots, and we could discuss if you agree. So
Hmm.
of course, Travis is already gone. I feel like Whitney, Aza, Brent, and Hannah will be pre-jury. And I'm saying this because Brent and Whitney is on everyone's. See, look, I told you, Charles. Oh wait, I spoke too fast. Damn it, Steph. I saw the BR and I thought that was Brent. Brittany and Frenchie are on the block, and this is going to be disastrous because I can see Brittany going home, unless the backdoor option is
So
Brent.
my think. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Um, with Brittany and Frenchie on the block, I think the reason the feeds have been down for hours, like the feeds have been down for so long, may have been some like explosive reaction afterwards. Frenchie might have been really pissed. I could see Frenchie low key
Oh, we
turning up.
missing it. Brittany is having a meltdown, so it's Brittany
That's
is the one having a
flipping.
meltdown.
But oh, let me not talk about it. It's something we talked about on the phone, but I don't want to mention it on
Oh, okay,
live.
we're not gonna mention that on the live, but I know we
You
just
know what
got
I'm talking
here.
about.
Yeah, we just got here.
Yeah.
This is gonna be disastrous because if Brittany is having the meltdown that I think she's having, and she goes home, it's gonna do what you said, and that's strengthen Slaughterhouse. And we need Brent or Frenchie out of here. Brittany needs
Freaking
to
out.
know
She's an
that
automatic. She's
she's a
going home.
pawn. Right, because people don't like all that freaking out at the beginning of the
Yeah.
game. That's
Mm-mm.
too much.
She's making
That's too
herself a
much.
target.
She needs to sit there and chill because everyone in that house will vote out Frenchie. I'm
Telling you,
disappointed in Kylan. It should have been Brent. It should have been
Brittany.
Brent.
Brittany goes home. It's gonna be 8-6, 8 versus 6, and whoa.
Well, that kind of shifts my pre-jury paper. Kylan, I see now. I gotta get on. I gotta get on to the feeds because I want to know how did he come up with Brittany, because it sounds like from what I heard per the feeds is that a lot of people in the house don't like Brittany, like Brent, Whitney, Frenchie. They don't care for Brittany. So is he putting up Brittany as the target, and Frenchie is like, I'm just gonna throw you up there
Because you
because you
put me
threw me
up.
up there, but you ain't going home.
I think that's what
I'm
it
hope.
is. And you know, Sarah Beth is his number one girl, and Brittany doesn't like Sarah Beth. So
Brittany is not a threat to anybody.
yeah, but this right here, she's sinking her own ship.
We got to get to the feeds and see what's going on. I don't even care about these week on rankings no more
See,
because
it changed it because you thought
it
you knew the
changed.
nominees, but you didn't know the
I saw that BR in that comment. I said Brent and Frenchie, and then I had to really read. I said, wait, that ain't how you spell Brent.
Yeah, it took them until
I
9:40 to announce the nominees.
want to know what kind of meltdown she having. and I want to know how Frenchie is taking it.
She might
I
be
think
having
it's going to be entertaining.
Lolo Jones to get taken out
I
the
think it'll
house.
be entertaining seeing Frenchie on the block. I would vote his ass out.
We will
Oh
see.
my God. They said it's a mess. Frenchie is giving his team a pep talk, and Ozzy is crying. Why is Ozzy crying?
Because she can see the writing on the wall. If
That Brittany
somebody,
going home?
yes, and somebody out, the people in the house know about Slaughterhouse. So they know if somebody outside of Slaughterhouse, including Brittany, goes home, there is no chance for those other 5, 6 people to win this game. Period. Period.
I just don't see why people are believing. Like this alliance needs to be okay, Frenchie. We you ain't HOH no more, so we was bullshitting. Ain't no
what
slaughterhouse.
what they need to do, the cookout, there's 3 of them MFers in Slaughterhouse. 3 people from the cookout need to, first of all, why is Hannah not in the cookout? She black.
Hannah is in the cookout.
Is she in the cookout? I didn't see
Yeah,
her
it's
be invited to
everybody
the cookout.
black. They said
Oh,
it's a
okay.
known alliance. Like we got each other back. It's everybody black.
Well, everybody black. There's 6 of them. It needs to be them 6 plus Sarah Beth and Claire. Baby, that's 8. That's 8. That can be their 8. So we need to invite.
That's what they should have did. But if he was gonna do that, he would have did it. Because
We
if he
need
was
to
gonna
invite
rock with
Sarah
the
Beth and
cookout,
Claire.
Sarah Beth and Claire are already, apart. They close with Tiffany, and it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess.
But it needs to be official. The 3 people in Slaughterhouse, Derek F, Xavier, and Kylan
Well, think about
need
the first
to.
person you named. I think off
Oh, he
rip,
loves Frenchie.
off rip, the cookout needs to drop their F. Like, fuck
Yeah.
it. That's one gone. He's gone. He's not invited to the cookout.
No, exactly. Yes.
And they need to rock with them 5 and pull in
Cause
Claire, Sarah Beth, and Derek X and y'all.
yes, we can put Yao instead of Derek F.
And then rock with them 8. Because
Because
Derek
that
F
makes.
is a
Oh, that
op.
works. That
He's a
works.
op. He's gonna sink the cookout. Derek F needs to go.
Okay, that works because then it will be 8-6, but 8 on the side of the cookout. If we have the cookout, invite the
But
Asian and Claire and Sarah Beth.
and Sarah Beth, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to convince Kylan and Xavier that the cookout is a better opportunity than the slaughterhouse. Forget Derek F. He a lost cause. I will go after Kylan and Xavier and be like, this is going to get you longer than over here because it's
I
only
think
going to
there's
take us.
hope. I think there's hope because he was kind of set on putting Derek X up for Slaughterhouse, but he didn't. So I think there's hope. I think Tiffany is in his ear. I think Tiffany's on his shoulder
She
talking to
ain't
him.
get in there good enough. I wouldn't have allowed him to put up Brittany. That's a waste of a vote.
But to me, it looks like he put up one person for each side of the house. It seems like the Tiffany's
He
and
put
them
up one
wanted
for the cookout and one
Frenchie.
for slaughterhouse.
Yes, and then he put up Brittany for Slaughterhouse and them to be happy. So he's playing that middle. Yeah.
I'm still trying to rock with you, Colin. I'm disappointed in the nominations.
So on top of your head, do your 15. Do your top 15 now. Do it. You can do your countdown.
I wanted to talk about who I thought would be pre-jury, and that's when I thought Brent was going to be on the block. So I thought Whitney didn't have a chance, Brent didn't have a chance, and you know my theory. I don't feel like all the black people gonna make it to jury, so
They're
I
not.
felt like Ozza and Hannah might be pre-jury too. Ozza and Hannah might be the first 2 black people to go, but
Why
this
Ozza? What about Ozza do you think people don't mess with?
I think Ozza will be the first one to get the angry black woman card played on her. And I think
Hmm.
Aza, it's been said that Aza spends a lot of time away from the house. Like she spends a lot of time in bed, in her room. She likes to be alone a lot. So I feel like she'll get that loner vibe as well. And I think she'll just be the easiest one to go out. I heard the same thing about Hannah. Like to me, Hannah isn't on the show yet. It's only week one. It's only week one. But I don't see Hannah on the show talking game at all.
Yeah, she's forgettable at this point. But maybe she's trying to do the Casey tactic, be a couch in the
Hey,
house.
it won the last time.
Yeah.
It won before. But I don't want to get into all the people in the middle. As of right now, let's talk about our top two who we think can be in the final two. And I picked Tiffany and Claire. I love the way Tiffany speaks to people in the house. Like she speaks to people. One, Tiffany's from Detroit. And all half of my family, all my dad's side of the family live in Detroit. So I vibe with Tiffany and the way she talks to people very matter of fact and clearly. I vibes with Tiffany. Claire, I think, has a good strategic mind. She hasn't showed us everything, but I know it's there. And she's visible enough for me to like.
So give me your final three. You got them two and who else? Who's your third? Because it's
On
not
my
just gonna be two. It's gonna be three.
on my paper,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with my paper. I have Derek X being like in the final three with those two.
Girl, your final three is really hopeful.
Well, see, this is an alliance I saw on the feeds. I don't know the name, but I heard that Claire, Tiffany, Aza, Kylan, Derek X, and Sarah made an official agreement to be a six.
Yeah, they did.
And I think that's a good strategic six. So
But there's eight over there.
I like Derek X. I just feel like, and I don't know if it's just so many seasons of Big Brother where black people just don't go far. I don't see two black people in the final three. I just don't
That
see it.
let me ask you this because this may really mess you up. We know how people in real life they be down with the brown, but then as soon as things get tough, they will abandon the black girl. What's going to happen if Claire throws Tiffany under the bus
I don't
eventually?
see it.
You don't see that ever happening, like to top six, top seven, top five
For who? For Brent, Whitney,
for the
Christian?
numbers. It don't matter who it is for the
Mm-mm.
numbers.
For the
Mm.
numbers,
I don't see.
like
I don't see Tiffany being in the final.
I do, if Tiffany can finesse her way, I do. Tiffany has to be the one to grab hold of Xavier and Kylan, and Tiffany has to recognize she needs to let Derek F go. If
I
she's still talking game with Derek F, that's what's going to sink her ship. I can see a Claire jumping ship when it's 8-2, and it's just two or three of them left, but not right now. Not right now.
mm, I've I don't know if this is a controversial statement, but I've seen white people work together even when they don't like each other, and I could see Claire throwing Tiffany under the bus to get Claire to the final. Now, who?
Hell, I can see anybody doing that. And mind you, take color out of it. Take race out of it. For $750,000, I'm throwing your ass under that bus too. And that's just period. That ain't got nothing to do with I'm white and I'm throwing the black people on the bus. I'm black and I'm throwing the I don't care what race you are. When it come
but
down to the
but
game,
this
that's what
season
I
is
expect you
very
to
much
do.
about race. This
It
season is
doesn't
very
have
much
to
about race.
be. The only reason it's about race is because Big Brother has sucked at giving us a diverse cast, a cast that's diverse in the past, so it's a first. But it doesn't have to be about race. I don't want a black person to win the game that doesn't deserve it. I want to
Right.
see, and to me, Tiffany is playing a good game. So as of right now, and it's just week one, we got a whole bunch of weeks left to go. As of
Hmm.
right now, after week one, I like her the best. But I would not fault Claire for throwing Tiffany under the bus if it means to find herself stronger in the game. Because if Tiffany was white and she threw her under the bus, why you wouldn't fault her then?
But normally they don't do that.
They do.
normally, normally,
But see,
let's
you
be
know what's
real.
different?
Let's be
No,
real.
Charles, let's be
Normally,
real for a second.
normally the white girls that are friends are in the alliance together. Normally it's
Right.
not a pick my homegirl or the alliance. It's only when the homegirl is black and she's not invited to the alliance that means you have to either pick the big white group or your black friend.
No,
And
Charles, let's keep it even more real. Let's keep it even more real. Normally, Big Brother casting, the white girl is never cool in the middle. The the white girls are either Instagram models in the showmans over here, and they showmancing in the big
mhm,
alliance, or they're the fat girl or the nerd girl that's going out pre-jury anyway. So we never had too many. We only have two what you would call Instagram white girls. That's Whitney and hell, Alyssa ain't even white. She's whatever kind of Hispanic. I don't want to say the wrong one. So you really don't even have that. You have this middle, like, she not you normally don't even have this much diversity in
the types of white girls.
the types of people. Like, I'm trying to not stereotypes, but just the
I
types
get
of
it.
people you have in the house. Like, it's usually an Instagram model who don't give a damn about the damn no way, who just here for some
That's
followers
that's
and a
Whitney.
little showman. That's Whitney. So you barely even get a Claire and a Sarah Beth on the same season and even work together.
Do you want to know who I think is going to be the final three? And I could
Who?
almost write this on pen and paper.
Well,
I
write
think
it down.
I think the final three. You're gonna be
It's gonna be.
unhappy
I
with
know you're
this.
gonna say something crazy. I
You're gonna
already
be
know.
unhappy with this.
I
I think the
know.
final three will be Christian, Brent,
No.
and Derek F. Those are your final three contestants.
Charles, we about to end the live
Watch.
right now because you tripping. I don't know what kind of water in your
Well,
cup. I thought I was the
let's.
only one drinking tonight.
So it is July
No.
16th, and at 9:50, I predicted the final three: Derek F, Brent, and Christian. Brent and Christian, I think, are for sures in the final three. Derek F, I feel like he's going to be the person of color that gets brought to the final. Those are my three. And if I am correct, you going to put paycheck on it?
This I will bet my paycheck because I already know. I already know. Brent has too many haters in the house. Too many haters in the house. The only way for Brent and Christian to make it to the end is they would have to win HOH every other week. HOH and Vigo every other week. It's no way people
I don't
gonna
think
let them
so.
slide.
I don't think so.
So
Because
you think
who do they
somebody?
remind you of? Who do they remind you of from last season? They are very much Calipari. What's his name?
No. Mm-mm.
Caleb. What was his name from last
Cody.
season? Cody. I said Caleb. Cody. And who was Enzo? Them two. That is Cody and Enzo, part 4, 5, 6. We have seen this stereotype, this archetype
We don't
on
have
Big
that type
Brother
of house
over
to
and
get
over and
Brent
over
and
again.
Christian and Derek F to the end.
We do
We
because we
don't
still have a
have.
big alliance. As long as there's a big
I
alliance
don't
and they're
think
in it, that matters.
even the people in Slaughterhouse. I don't think they're dumb enough to ride out with Slaughterhouse to the end. Maybe if Slaughterhouse stays a thing, they might stay a thing for 2 more weeks. Maybe. I just don't see it. We have too many people that know the game, that know how to talk good shit and to sway something. We just seeing week one. It's no way. You telling me if there's
Angie, I've
you
seen
telling
too
me
many back-to-back seasons, and it's a
No,
pattern. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be. I would say Caleb. Caleb Calipari gave him a whole new identity. It's gonna be Christian, Brent, and Derek F in the final three,
who's going to
and
help get them there?
they're gonna probably cut off Derek F in the finals, and it's gonna be the two bros, the Brent and
And
Christian.
that's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, I didn't say it got to be
If
smart.
you got
You know how
Christian
many?
and
You know how
Brent
many
make it all
times?
the way to the end, and you think they're gonna cut Derek F?
Yes, for sympathy. You know how many other people that will want a I don't want to use that word, a
No,
plus size black
no.
gay person to win
Let's
Big Brother?
no. Forget all that. I
They
don't
would
care if
cut
you
him
black.
for the
I
votes.
don't
They would
care if
cut him
you
for the
plus
votes.
size. No, because you can't tell
It's not
me the
about.
way you can't tell me the way Derek F is tap dancing all over this house, and for Derek F to get to the end, that means he's gonna have to backstab all of his black friends. Right, black
You said
stab.
you made it the
And so
word
you
black
telling me
stab.
I don't care if all five black people were in the jury, they not voting for Derek F with his tap dancing and stuff. You would have to be an idiot to get the final three HOH out of Christian, Derek F, and Brent and sit on the block with Christian and Brent.
Sad to say, three black people are leaving pre-jury. Sad to say. I think three black people, and I think they are going to be Hannah, I think Aza, and I think either Kylan or Xavier. Those three are going home before the jury. They're not going to make it to the jury. So the tap dancing, it don't matter what the blacks think because Derek F, majority of his alliance is going to be in the house still. It don't matter what the blacks
I
think.
don't see it, Charles. I mean, I don't ever see that. I don't even see Brent and Christian making it to the jury. Like, no.
Mm. Well, that we could have said the same thing with All Stars. I could never see Cody getting that far. He always win competition. He got there and he won it. Could never see Nicole getting that far. Nicole got there. Final three.
We
There's a pattern.
all we can do is watch the show. I'm not vibing for your picks at all.
It's not. I
I
didn't say I
don't.
liked it. I didn't say I liked it. I said statistically, if I was a computer and I said I am examining this cast on what I've seen in their relationships and patterns of how Big Brother goes, those are the three people I expect to be in the final three.
I can agree with you if we had the same kind of patterns in the mindsets of the cast. I feel like this is a cast. Excuse me, too much Moscato. I feel like this is a cast of people that's diverse in race, but also they have a group of people that know the game, a group of people that love to play the game, a group of people that don't want to see your pattern continue. I don't think this cast of people is going to see the ship sinking in that direction and be like, oh, well, we got our life jacket on, so we just going to float along. No, I feel like these people somewhere is going to click and we're going to see house flips, alliance flips,
Aw,
and an
that's
exciting game.
that's such a that's such high hopes for week one. That's the same. It's the same high hopes every season,
No,
and
I ain't
it's
see
not.
that. I ain't see that every year. Every year you can see the writing on the walls. You can see the Instagram models. You can see the actors and the rappers. You can
but not
see
even
that week
but
one. I don't
not
see
really
that this
even the
season.
characters. I'm talking about with watching them play Big Brother. You can't play Big Brother 24/7. When it comes down to is comfort and numbers. Eventually, the game is going to go on autopilot. It always does. And it's always going to come down to where the numbers lie and where that big group wants out next. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, okay, y'all, we don't win no more drama. We want the house to be calm and cool. So which one of these five out that's not in our alliance are we going to pick off one by one by one?
I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
We got 5 minutes.
I don't even think. Well, we going live, so it don't matter how long it is.
Oh,
But
okay.
I do agree. I don't even think Frenchie, Frenchie, who created the slaughterhouse, I don't even think Frenchie wants the slaughterhouse to go to the final eight. Frenchie does not want to go deep in the game with Kylan, Xavier, Christian, and you got to think deep in the game. Brent and Whitney gonna be a showmance. Kylan and Alyssa are gonna be a showmance. Frenchie ain't gonna want to be a part of all that. He
Did you
gonna,
hear me say his name? Frenchie is not in my final three. Frenchie's
but
going
Frenchie
home.
is gonna be the one who
Frenchie is
break up his own alliance.
he's going home. He's not going to be in that final three.
That final three not gonna be a final three, but we, like you said, we time stamped it. We gonna have the receipts, and if we have to go back and eat our words, we can. But hell, my final three sound better than yours.
Mine sounds more realistic than yours.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
You think the black girl, the Asian guy, and the cool bisexual white girl gonna make it to the final three? I highly doubt it.
You done turn your volume off. But we, like you said, we shall see. We shall see. I would rather say the final three will be Christian, Claire, and Tiffany before I say Eric F and them.
Claire and Tiffany, at no means necessary. Oh wait, that's not the right term for some reason. They're not making it to the final together. That's not happening. Duos and things don't work that way. Usually duos, especially females, women, no ma'am.
So you're gonna give it to three men? You're not even gonna put a woman in the final three.
No. They're gonna keep the black gay plus size guy. They're gonna count him as the girl and they're gonna take him to the final three. That might be problematic, but that's how they're gonna see it in their head. They're gonna be
I'm
like, well, we
over it.
got one. We got one. He's
No,
here.
no. We just gonna have to keep watching and reviewing, and every week this could change. I
My
just don't
prediction
see
ain't
it.
gonna change. That's my prediction, and if they go home, great, because then that means, we're crashing the system. But that's what I predict to be at the end.
All we can do is see.
Hmm.
Neither one of us have a crystal ball. I'm kind of over it because you kind of blew my mind with that.
I threw some
But
reality in the mix. It just burst the
no, it was
bubble.
kind of a little bit of hateration on my top three because you went a complete opposite direction. Like I even finished all my Moscato off of that. So, what else? Do you have any other final thoughts for the week one? I'm really excited to see how week two will play out. But let's wrap up week one.
Week one, hectic HOH. Um, but I'm glad. Even when we talked about the cast, I'm glad that Travis went home because I feel like he was a cast filler. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. And
Oh wait, I forgot something. I forgot
what?
something. You keep up with the live feeds. They said Travis blew up Frenchie's game right before he left the house. Do you know what he said?
I watched his interview, his exit interview on Rob Has a Podcast where he talked about it. I didn't actually see what he said, but he basically said that he told the house that when they first came in, that first group of four guys, that he promised him safety, and he lied. Who cares?
Oh, well, shit,
Who
don't
cares?
nobody care about that. He promised everybody safety and
Yeah,
they hit the block. So
that's all he said.
he didn't have to expose that. He promised all the women safety, and look at Alyssa. He promised all the people of color safety, and look at Colin. That's why I can't believe they would ever be in an alliance with him. But we ain't gonna go backwards. We're not gonna go backwards. Um, for week one, I felt like this was a great week of Big Brother. We haven't had an exciting first week of Big Brother in a long time, even though it was chaos, even though Frenchie worked our last everlasting nerve. It was still good TV, and I'm here for good TV, and I'm still very excited to see the rest of this game play out. I'm very optimistic. I am not going to go back on patterns like Charles. I am optimistic that these women, not even black women, but these women are not going to let the men steamroll them this game. So thank you so much, Steph. I'm so happy that you want to subscribe. Thank you so much. Subscribe to
Yes.
Charles too. I'm going to try to get him back on his channel, and that's Charles One Online.
You
But
guys support Angie. Kiss My Cheeks TV has the most authentic content on YouTube, especially when it comes to reviewing these reality shows. So y'all need to
I
support
love
my
to
girl.
review reality
Support
competition
her.
shows. Yes. And I appreciate all the support. I am very authentic because that's where I like to come from. Is just my opinion, and not everyone will agree with me. But that's the beauty
You keep it real.
of YouTube. Is I'm just here to give my opinion and talk shit with everybody else on YouTube, and I like to hear everyone else's opinions as well. And Big Brother is very opinionated. Like me and Charles, we probably watch all of the same reality shows, and life is meant to have different opinions. We highly rarely ever agree, and that's what's
No,
crazy.
we don't ever, but I'm often right. If you track record
I
99% of the
I
time,
rewinded.
she owes me like 2 or 3 paychecks at this point.
I
But,
rewinded.
I love me some Angie. We do come from two different points of view. She's very optimistic. She's very bubbly and at first glance very like, "Oh my god, I'm excited about this show, the challenge, Survivor,
Yeah,
everything coming up." Angie is so gung ho, and I'm more of the realist. Like, girl, let's look at, let's cross the T's and dot the I's first.
I just want to
Um,
be entertained. I just hope that they entertain me and give me a good season. I am like Issa Rae. I will root for everyone black, but I don't want someone to win just because they're black. I do want the best game player to win. And hands down for me, week one, the best game player is Tiffany. So I'm gonna give her that.
Before we go, just for three quick minutes or whatever, you want to talk about what you expect of week two going in and have people leave their comments below. Now that we know the nominations,
She subscribed to you too, even though she doesn't like your final three. She gonna support.
thanks,
She's
Steph.
supporting just so she could come back in your comments and say, "Aha, you was wrong."
Oh, we'll
But what did
we'll
you
see you
ask?
next
What do you
time.
think is gonna happen next week? Yeah, because I'm only gonna go live every Fridays on Big Brother. Big Brother, we're gonna go live every Friday and talk about the week as a whole. Just because I can't do it after every episode unless it's some hot shit talking that episode. I love some good hot shit talking, and so I'll do a like a throw up review, not a live, but a review. But what did you say,
Let's
Charles? What do I think about week two
Yeah,
as of
just
right now?
quickly, like for 5 minutes or whatever. Let's talk about the current noms and who do we expect to actually to go home. Like for this second week, we got the two noms, Brittany and Frenchie. Brittany is having a moment, and how do you see that ending up?
Off of what I know from the live feeds, I think Brittany will go home because if Colin would have put anybody else up there with Frenchie, like Brent or Whitney, excuse me, too much Moscato. Frenchie would go home. Frenchie would go home. But since it's Brittany, I feel like a lot of people who like Frenchie for right now, he has the numbers to stay. Especially if Slaughterhouse stays true to the slaughter. I think Brittany will go, and then I agree with you. We stated it earlier. Females in general, no matter what race, when you have those meltdowns and you start to crying and putting the blankets on your head and all that, people rather get rid of you than woo 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 you through the rest of the game. So I think it'll be Brittany's time to go. Out of everyone in the house, I don't see Brittany winning a veto, but I don't know because we don't know what the game is. But I could see Frenchie winning a veto, and Lord knows who Colin would put up if Frenchie came down.
Mm. They better hope and pray Christian is not nominated for this veto. Christian is definitely giving me comp beast, and I think Christian will win way more competitions down this line. I think,
He will.
excuse me, when it comes time for them to try to get rid of him, it's gonna be super hard. He's going to win competitions when he needs to. Um,
They're gonna
Now,
have to backdoor him.
I don't I don't see the noms changing. I still see on eviction night it still being Frenchie and Brittany, because I feel like because of the meltdown that she's having, I don't think anyone in the house will feel the need to change the
Hmm.
noms because they will feel like, oh well, she did this to herself. She wrote this on the wall for her game, and I agree. I think this is going to be Brittany's turn to go, unfortunately.
And I feel like it's a waste of an HOH. Just from my point of view, from outside of the game, Colin, for Colin's HOH to end in a Britney eviction is a waste for me.
Yeah. Well, thinking about Kylan's position, and congratulations to Kylan. Kylan, um, there has not been a black male HOH in the past 6 seasons.
They
So
said since Devin.
yeah, congratulations to Kylan because that's big. And um, trying to put myself in his shoes, even though I'm not in the house, that's hard. It's hard to go against the eight, even though they nominated you, and it's hard to be like, at least he didn't put up Derek X. I'm happy about that. To be honest,
Yeah,
I'm the most happy
I
that
would have
Derek
been
X
mad
is
at
not on
that.
the block.
I would have been mad because how can someone save you and then you just because then no one would ever use veto on you again. No one.
Hmm.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh well, yo, at you on the block. But because I'd be like, you just put Derek X up, so I know saving you with veto means nothing. So your ass on the block. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm happy he didn't ruin his game that way. But we can turn it around because our girl Tiffany does not want Frenchie in this house. So Tiffany, Claire, Aza, and Hannah,
Hannah
they have some work to do to gather these votes to
and
save Brittany
Sarah
and get
Beth.
Frenchie out. And if they can get Frenchie out, then that's the slaughterhouse right there. Slaughterhouse is dismembered.
But with Brittany on the block, they don't have the numbers. Like they need all the votes outside of Slaughterhouse to get him out.
They need all the votes, and Tiffany and Claire need to work on Xavier and Kylan and bring them back over to
This,
their side of the house.
but this might be super detrimental to Tiffany because this might be the time that Derek F rats out Tiffany to Frenchie because I don't know if she knows that Derek F is so close to Frenchie, and he's going to go back to Frenchie and
And
tell what
tell
Tiffany's,
everything.
yeah, and that might be really bad for Tiffany's game.
It's gonna happen. Derek F is gonna be the first black person to turn on the black people. It's gonna happen. Like I can see Derek F winning HOH and putting Tiffany and Asa on the block.
I see Derek F throwing all competitions.
I'm telling you, he's not throwing them. He's just losing.
He said he throwing them.
Everyone says they throwing them when they losing. Hell, I'm throwing them too, but I'm really just losing.
All
So
right, you
we
guys.
shall
Well, let
see.
us know in the comment section below who do you think will still be nominated on nomination day, and who do you think will go home for week 2?
Those are the predictions. Well, it's time to cut this lovely conversation short, even though we've been talking an hour and 10 minutes. You know what time it is. My AirPods are on 10%. They asses don't never stay charged. So I don't want to end the live and not be able to hear you. So I think we discussed everything. I appreciate you jumping on with me so much.
No
I love talking
problem.
Big Brother. And you all already know what it is. Every Friday at 8, I will be going live for my weekly Big Brother recap. And I love talking to you all in the comments. I will ask Charles every week. I don't know if he'll join me, but I'm sure if it's some good hot shit talking another week, he gonna want to talk it with me. But definitely every Friday at 7, if you watch, what did we
Drag
do?
Race.
Drag Race, RuPaul's Drag Race, All Star 6. We go live at 7 every Friday to discuss All Stars as well. If you want to join us over there. But thank you so much. Angie with Kiss My Cheeks TV on everything. That's Twitter, YouTube, and what did I forget? Instagram. And then you have my good friend Charles. He is Charles Warren online on YouTube, the Charles Warren on Instagram, and check out charleswarrenpresents.com for all of his all natural body muscle soap healing products. It's more than just that, but that is what I live by after a
Yes,
good
game
Zumba
changer.
class. I love me some ginger rub on the good knees.
Hmm.
But that is it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday, 8 p.m. Central. Bye.